guys, this is Jeff from Adirondack Woodsman. Today we're going to bring this walnut log up onto the mill. I know you're probably looking at it going, well, that doesn't look like walnut, it's white. Well, the outside of a walnut log has sapwood. This one actually, very fortunate, has very little. It's just a lot of times it can have up to, I mean, there may be more sapwood down in here, but you can kind of see it around there. But the outside, after you peel the bark, looks like this. So that's what kind of gives you the combination of walnut, the contrast of the light and the dark, which a lot of people like. Now I've added a strap there. I know it's not a real heavy duty strap, but I just want to keep it close to the forks as it gets lifted up, because otherwise the majority of the log may be hanging off the forks. But once I get past a certain point, there's really not going to be any need for that strap, and I can take that off. So yeah, so if you like today's video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But we should have fun with this log. It's got a little bit of a banana shape to it, so I'm hoping I don't lose too much from that. But let's get going. I'm going to start it up so it has more power. So I should be able to take the strap off now. This is one heavy log. Definitely going to test the limits of my mill. I'm going to raise this up so I can see a little bit better. Open up the debark. Oh, it already is. Okay. Even more of a banana shape once I start looking at it. Okay, it's got a big banana shape to it. Okay, we got to figure out what we're going to do here. It's kind of tough to line up the pith here when there's such discrepancy on one end to the other. log is 27 and a half that way. This is the big end. We're going to measure the other end, obviously. And 25 and a half the other way. It's 25 and 27. Not sure if I just want to take and cut the ends off and use those for something else, because I'm going to lose a lot here anyways. Might do that. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I am going to cut it here and here, up here. The reason for that is we're going to lose so much. There's no structure to the boards when you don't have the pith kind of aligned. So we're going to cut it. It'll give us a 9-foot log. I wish I could get more out of it, but I'll use those other pieces and we'll use those to mill up later. But let's see if we can get this stuff cut. I'm going to do this side first, I think. Let me make sure I'm tight. It's going to fall this way, so I want to make sure that I finish this side over here first. going to measure one more time, make sure I get the 9 feet out of it. Okay, that'll be my mark there. Okay, it was successful. Got a lot more sapwood than it looked like on the end. So, but that's all right. Okay, we're gonna get some anchor seal out and seal the ends up. This anchor seal is really good stuff. It's kind of expensive, but it lasts a long time. I buy it in the 5-gallon containers, and it'll last you a couple of years if you're doing quite a bit of milling. You just get a brush, brush it on. I'll show you when I get down to the other end. Lather it on. It keeps the wood from checking as much. You can use paint, but I had issues with paint, latex paint, when I ran it through tongue and groove bit, where I ended up with specks of paint all over the wood. Even after the paint had dried, I still ended up with it. So I liked anchor seal. It's kind of a waxy type of a substance. The bees actually like it too. Not going to disturb you, but every once in a while you see one hovering around because they sense the wax. And I take the 5-gallon bucket and dump it into maybe half full, a 2-gallon bucket, so it's easier to bring around. The brush, I end up just getting a cheap Harbor Freight. I don't know what this is, 4 or 5-inch brush. And I put it in a plastic bag when I'm done, and it's good a year later. Because all I'm doing is using it for this, so I don't really care about how good it paints, as long as it paints. The reason you do this is the boards, once you cut them, will check, which means they'll start cracking. And this greatly reduces that, because the reason it does that is because the ends of a board and a log dry much quicker than the surface area of the board. So I'll probably cut the next section out, but I'm going to do these logs behind me as well while I got the stuff out. Okay, now we're going to align the piths. Okay, we're going to start maybe at 28. Okay, I'm going to put a new blade on. I'm starting at the very end where I've got a knot. I'm getting some diving, so I'm going to get a new blade out. I don't want to ruin this log. Okay guys, well, we got that big log sawed up. It's 9 feet long. I've got 26. There's probably a couple in there that aren't real good as far as walnut quality goes. So we'll say 24 of the 1x10s. I got 4 of the 9-inch, and 4 of the 8-inch, and 4 of the 6-inch. And then I got one 12-inch. The one way over there kind of got messed up thickness wise, and so it goes down to probably about 3/4. So that one will get sold at a discount. But hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Milling, it was a full day. I'm pretty tired, and glad to have that log done. I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow, if we're going to do the shorter butt pieces here, or if I'm going to do that other walnut. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you following along. If you want to see more of this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and we'll work on getting more logs on the mill. Appreciate you following along. Have a great day, guys.